I'm Sandra Camacho, but I go under the alias Sandra by Design. I work as an independent inclusive design consultant, strategist, and educator. I mean, it's something that definitely speaks to me directly, because to challenge systems, to challenge the status quo, you have to pull from inside yourself to be brave and stand up to things that have been around for a very long time and are instilled in organizational culture. So I think, courage comes from that, wanting to challenge the way that business is done, the way that design is done. But I would argue, like I talked about in my talk, that courage isn't always enough, and that sometimes you need to add additional layers to that. So just discernment, bias mitigation, power shifting. And that's where I think the conversation is starting to kind of open up. It's been really fun. I think it's my first conference after COVID, I think for a lot of people as well. So it's just been a joy to meet with people in person and to see how far people travel. Like, clearly there's a lot of people who are from Europe, but just to see the people that made the time to travel from South America, North America, Asia. So it's really exciting to have such a mix of diverse perspectives. And I think I went to the conference 4 years ago, and I was on the other side as an attendee. So it's been really interesting just to kind of see okay, what's it like to actually be on the stage and to kind of see how the dynamic changes. And I think it's been a very welcoming and inclusive environment. So very excited for that. I think it's been really, really interesting. And I think that there have been so many kind of entry points into the topic of courage, and some that have been a bit unexpected. So looking at the data side of things, looking at kind of the vantage point of a CEO and how design kind of translates to someone who isn't in the design space. And then looking at things kind of from a philosophical standpoint, talked a lot about kind of ethnography and futurism today and yesterday too. So I think it's just, to me, that's the richness of having speakers who come from all parts of the industry, from all types of walks of life, you could say, and it just creates a lot of richness and new ideas to draw from. I think it's so fascinating. I think it's such a challenge to condense a topic down to 10 minutes. And I think that the speakers today and yesterday have done such a great job to at least go deep enough that we have something to kind of walk away with and to ask questions about, and that the examples have been super practical. So I think, I'm just trying to think, the one today about designing kind of around health systems. I thought that was really interesting, and just kind of being able to see the vantage point of the designer in the system and the things that she's worked on. I really like that one. And the other ones are escaping me, but I'm thinking the rituals one yesterday too is just kind of oh wow, I see the direct application to my daily life. It's something I talk about with the clients I work with too. And figuring out, how do you bridge connections between all the content? That's kind of the next step. I would say that I think it would be interesting to kind of look into the other speakers who are going to be presenting and trying to, I didn't actually do this, but I think it would be interesting to connect with the other speakers ahead of time and to figure out, where are the synergies between our different talks and presentations, because I think that could actually create a very interesting and rich experience for the attendees to see that there are kind of distinct differences between the talks, but also threads that kind of run through them. So that would be kind of my suggestion, how can we be more community driven even as speakers, so that we're not just kind of doing our own thing in our own silos, because there were natural patterns across our talks that emerged, but what if we were to take that to the next level?